So I had this realization recently that kind of stopped me in my tracks. I've always been afraid of water. Not just any water, but like deep water where you cannot see the bottom. And everyone in my family probably thought I was being irrational when we would go to the lake in our hometown and I refused to get in the water. And it's not like, I thought a shark or something was going to attack me. For a long time, it was hard to explain to people, but it makes me feel really out of control and afraid of the unknown. And that's what I always thought until I was like, wait a second. Am I actually afraid of depth, or am I afraid of what I might find? If you're into astrology at all, this makes actually a lot of sense for me. I am a Cancer sun, a Scorpio moon, and a Scorpio rising, which it just basically means that I live in emotional depth. I feel deeply. I think deeply. I notice everything. I'm intuitive. I pick up on energy. I read between the lines. That's just how I am. And that's just how I've been wired. So it's not like I'm, scared of emotions or meaning. That's literally my home. But here's the weird part. Even though I'm deep, there are times in my life where I've avoided going all the way into certain situations or certain truths. Not because I didn't know. I usually already knew, like in my gut, in my body, in my intuition. I just knew. I just didn't want that confirmation. Really, because once something is confirmed, you can't pretend anymore. You can't unsee it. You can't talk yourself out of it. You can't stay comfortable. And clarity costs something. It might cost a relationship. It might cost a version of yourself. It might cost stability. It might cost your familiarity. And sometimes I just wasn't ready for that. And this is where the water thing really does make so much sense to me. I'm scared, like I said, of this deep water where I cannot see the bottom. So not necessarily pools and not lakes where it's clear. I might still have some of that anxiety around clear water, but I'm talking more like that deep, dark water where you literally don't know what's underneath. That's emotional depth. That's truth. That's diving into something where you don't know what's coming back up. And my nervous system was like, let's stay where we can touch. More like meaning, let's stay where it feels safe. Let's stay where I can escape. And let's stay where I'm in control. So instead of just straight up diving in, I would hover. I stayed busy, distracted. I stayed kind of unsure. And this is not because I was dumb. It was more about protecting myself. And another layer of this, being a deep person can be hard in relationships. Not everyone knows how to hold depth. Not everyone wants to talk about real stuff or emotional honesty, and not everybody wants to sit in discomfort. So sometimes my depth felt like too much. And what that ended up teaching me is that maybe it's safer not to go all the way. But here's what I've learned. When you avoid clarity, you delay direction. When you avoid the truth, you pause your growth. And then you're like, why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel restless? Why do I feel lost? Because part of you already knows. This has been a big identity shift for me. I'm learning that clarity isn't dangerous anymore. It just feels dangerous because it used to be for me. Adult me, I have the tools now. I have boundaries, I have support, and most importantly, I have self-trust now. So I don't have to be afraid of what I might find or what might come up. Now, when something feels unclear, I just ask myself, what am I afraid to know? And what would change if I admitted the truth? And what is my intuition already telling me? And I really try to listen to that, even if it feels uncomfortable. So if this is you, if you're deep, but you're still cautious, if you're intuitive but you're hesitant, if you've been avoiding something, you are not weak. You're protecting your heart. And that made sense one time in your life. But you deserve clarity. You deserve direction. You deserve peace. You deserve a life that actually fits you. And if you want support with this, there are reflection tools inside the Becoming Sanctuary. You can start for free. It's going to be linked in the description below. No pressure, just there if you want it. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'll see you in the next diary, and don't forget to like and subscribe.